Hello, Professor, and everyone else. My name is Mxolisi Cele, and I'm going to be talking today about the Ultimate Investor Intelligence Matrix. It's a powerful tool I've designed that transforms the understanding of customer value, unlocks potential, and takes it into actionable insights basically for strategies that can drive ROI in a company. We're going to start off by understanding the customer base. So we're getting to see that we have 3188 customers, and we made 1.34 million in raw revenue, which provided us with 906K in gross profit, and the average order is $363.53. That trends over time. I decided to cast out in terms of the trend analysis the February, March, April, and May of 2020 because these are extreme outliers. And so I built my analysis based on all the other trends. And what I realized is we have a very strong financial dominance, and we have our customer lifetime value LTV across different segments. We identified a clear trend. Our most valuable customers tend to be those who engage with us frequently. Furthermore, while our number of orders has shown consistent growth, we've seen fluctuations in new customer counts. So that is something that we definitely need to ensure that we work on our loyal customers and focus on them more. And then, so basically what I wanted to answer here was, who are our customers and how are they engaging with us? So here we get to see in company performance a snapshot of what are they buying. Number one is apparel in terms of revenue generation, where it brings 259,000. And then followed by bags, 221,000. Took it a step further and realized that the bags have an average order value of $1,182, whereas the apparel is only 363, I believe. Yeah, 365.53. So it's only $2 above the average order value of the items that we have in the company that we're sending. So the high churn rate amongst customers acquired in Q1 does show us that there's an opportunity for us to target and re-engage customers. And then when we drill into what is happening in terms of marketing, we're seeing what I had just spoken about, which is the marketing opt-in have 100% rate in terms of lead and ordering. And then you also get to see that how they are amongst different age groups. So our biggest age group is 18 to 24. So I would say that this leaves us room, because if we look at the gap between them and then we look at the lost customers, we're not losing so many customers in general. We're just gaining new customers who are not returning. So this means there is an opportunity for us to engage, build a rapport in such a way that we take it a step further, because what I've realized is that opt-in equals high LTV, which equals we need to focus on nurturing our marketing. And the main question I wanted to answer here was, how is our marketing and pricing strategies affecting our business? And you get to see it here by customer range in terms of age, by repeat dates. You get to see it through the repeat customers, the total leads and order separation, as well as the marketing opt-in, opt-out. So this was an A/B test as well that proved very effective for the company. As you can see, when we did the second option, we had a 10% retention rate now. And our orders to lead time is now 1,000 to 2,000. So there is a stronger opportunity for us to focus on this, as I had suggested. Next, in our line category, we get to see our gross margin is actually spearheaded by fragrances and not just the apparel alone. When we separate it further, And so we get to see that what are our repeat customers buying off it, like which fraction, as well as in our top 20 segment, because we've identified 20% return of our high value customers are 20%. In this top 20, the percentage of them that are actual returners is staggering, because they are over 250, and then the new ones who just joined are only 50. So this suggests that we do have room to grow, to pull more customers in. And when you look at the discounted average over time, we also get to see like how having specials affects us. I also through this realize we do unlock something called a ghost VIP, which is a high value customer who's basically disengaged. They are untapped potential that we need to reactivate. um Furthermore, getting back onto this chart, you get to see how the discounts affect our revenue growth over time. Because once we get the marketing out there, you see that even when there is no discount, the people are coming through. We're gaining momentum and we're sustainable. And then finally, in terms of our SWOT analysis, what I had observed was we need to increase our marketing to ghost VIPs, which is going to help us sustain and retain a new ROI. Secondly, we need to introduce loyalty programs for the high LTV customers to ensure that we also retain them. We encourage them to keep coming back. And then we need to reduce our churn rate by incentivizing second purchases, because we see that people are coming but they are not returning. So now we need to reduce that churn rate and increase these. So in summary, we can uncover hidden opportunities, and we understand now there's ghost VIPs, and also just that the viable tactical improvements with a modern budget could be a game changer for the company. The final question I also wanted to answer here was, where can we enhance our ROI in a sustainable fashion? So I hope I answered everything. And unfortunately, I do not come from a data visualization background. I did my best. Thank you so much. Thank you for the lessons and your time.